time for the bind off. I have my 3 rows of ribbing that I wanted to do, and Jenny's super stretchy bind off, when it's finished, looks like this. It's nice and stretchy, looks just like that. And the thing with this bind off is you want to use a smaller needle than what you were working with, which here it is. I set it aside. So this is a size 5 and this is a size 2. This sort of a tool is a good thing to keep on hand because double pointed needles generally are not labeled and you will not remember what they are, and it's really hard to keep a label on them. So basically the way this works is these are the US needle sizes, and then these are the millimeter diameter of each size. In Europe they measure them by millimeter. So the smallest one that you can insert it through is the size that it is. So this one is a 5 and this one is a 2. There's really no hard and fast rule for how many sizes smaller you need to go. You kind of just eyeball it, which, sorry, I know that's not very helpful, but you'll get a feel for it. And also for this, you can use just one double pointed needle, you can use a straight needle or a circular. Just use what you have. No need to go out and buy more stuff than what you need. At least that's the way I live my life. So it's very similar to a standard bind off. You start by knitting 1 stitch, and since we're doing a purl bind off, you're going to keep in your purl pattern where you knit these and purl these. So after you knit, and then you do a yarn over between each stitch. Before you do a purl, you do a yarn over in the standard way. So that guy's in the way. Get out of the way there. Okay. Standard yarn over. Can you see that now? You're going to be wrapping the yarn around counterclockwise like normal. Bring it back to the front. Purl that stitch. And don't be afraid to pull this bind off as tight as you can. Now see, we have that extra yarn over stitch there. You're going to grab both of those, which is a little tricky at first to get under both of them because it's twisted a funny way. So just as best you can, make sure you get both of those. Come on, well, they keep getting away from me now. I'm going to bring it forward with my finger a little bit so that I can grab it easier. I just trimmed my nails really short and I need them. There we go. Okay, so I have both of these stitches. We're going to pull them over that last stitch we just did. And then before I knit stitch, you do a backward yarn over, where you bring the yarn under and then back over that way. Knit that stitch, bring these 2 stitches over, see it gets easier. And then again, before you purl, the yarn will come up over the top, down and back to the back, or I did that wrong. The yarn comes under, up, bring it back to the front so that it's wrapped over the needle. Purl that, bring those 2 over, and then before you knit, the yarn comes up over the top and down, still in the back. Bring those 2 stitches over, and I find that the more I get into this, the more natural it feels, so don't worry, it's weird at first. And another way I remember it is the motion the needle is going to go through when you're purling is like this. And so you're just scooping up the yarn on your way and doing that same sort of a movement. And then when you knit, your needle is going to go this way, so it goes the same way through that yarn. That's how I keep track of what I'm doing. And if you forget and you do one the wrong direction, it actually will feel weird. It's just not going to work right. Like say here, if I try to do a backwards yarn over before the purl, that yarn's in the back, so it's going to mess me up. So you do a regular yarn over before a purl. Like I said, don't be afraid to tighten it up a little bit after each one. if you do like I did and you come out with just part of the yarn, just carefully slip it back in to make sure you have that whole yarn and not just a strand of it. And that is how you do Jenny's super stretchy bind off. Oh, there we are. See how pretty that looks?